Hey, what is up, YouTube card family? My name is Denny Cards, and I'm here with my eBay report for October week 4. So I am trying a different camera setup this time. I've heard the responses in the comments. Some people think that my overhead ring light was shining too brightly on the cards, and it was too direct of light. So I have my ring camera up here. I have um, my phone kind of like horizontal. It wasn't easy because a lot of these camera stands really require the phone to be horizontal. But I am here with a report. So this is what we're going to do today. eBay, October week 4, 72 listings I put up, okay, and 45 of them were from the Phoenix, two Phoenix Megas, two Phoenix Blasters of basketball 2023-24 NBA debut edition, and 29 sold out of the 72 listings, and 13 of them were Phoenix basketball, and 43 were unsold, with 32 of them being Phoenix basketball. So before I get to the sales and kind of the shipping and all that, of course that fell. So I got to get used to this new way. Maybe if you like this vantage point better than the other one, please let me know. Um, but here we go. So these are the ones that did not sell. Okay. So I put up every single insert, every single color. There was like maybe only two. Like this one is numbered, but the rest were kind of like, just kind of like the Mega Parallel, Blue Ice Parallel. And there are some, even like a LeBron base. These aren't going to sell too well. So I put them all up for not $1.99, 99 cents or $1 with $1.49 shipping. Now, if I really wanted these sold, I don't want to do lots because lots are listed a different way in eBay. Singles, I think, is the way to go, at least for me. But when it comes to selling these maybe at a cheaper point, because these aren't really selling for a dollar, right? If you add in $1 and then $1.49 shipping, that's $2.50, and then you have the maybe taxes for the buyer. Maybe it's like $3, and so it might make sense to make these cheaper, like I think as low as 1 penny, and then maybe recouping the cost on shipping. So I'm gonna figure out what to do with these cards. But yeah, they did not sell for what would end up being $3 per card. That said, with these envelopes, you are with eBay standard envelope shipping, you're allowed to ship up to 3 ounces, and each one of these cards is 1 ounce. So you can ship 3 cards in one of these. It doesn't have to be an envelope, but a plain white envelope, and the buyer would save on shipping, right? I mean, you would just add on like additional 25 cents or maybe even free additional shipping. So that's what really helps drive the cost down for these cards. But none of these sold. I'm okay with that. These are the, what did I say? Like 32 Phoenix cards that didn't sell. This is that pile. I'm going to put it off to the side. So we have like a little bit less clutter here. This kind of fell. So the next thing I wanted to show were cards that sold, but I have not gotten ready to process to put up for shipping because they haven't been paid for. So we have I disclosed the print line here. There's like a really gnarly print line on the left hand side of the border. So this is an MPJ out of a Monopoly Blaster that is out of 124, sold for like $1 change. These two are Phoenix that didn't sell yet. This one as well. And then there's like 10 cards from one buyer. Again, speaking about combined shipping, the reason the buyer bought all of these for $1 is they're like, oh, okay, well, he's going to combine shipping at the back end with a combined invoice, which is what I am indeed going to do. So this is all going out to that one individual, but I can't have it ready. I'll likely be using one of the card codes that I've used and talked about in the past, but I will do that shipping video. Maybe, if they are able to remit payment by the end of today, I can just add on to this video and just I can do a part two, but combine it into one video. That's with them as well. This one, the buyer did reach out. He is a repeat buyer, but he said instead of bidding $8, well, maybe I shouldn't say how much, but he said he added on an extra digit. So he was like, instead of, let's say, like $220, he meant instead of bidding $20, he actually put in an extra zero for $200. So something like that. But this is a pretty sweet patch card. Enos Freedom is what he's called now, as opposed to Enos Cantor at a 25. and it is game worn. So I think that's a pretty cool card. But I will have to relist this up on eBay, so you might see it up on my eBay depending on when you watch this video. These cards also sold, but I will not be putting them up for shipping yet, and so I won't do the breakdown of the costs and all that because you can't do that until you actually get paid, right? So the next thing I wanted to show are these two cards. Let me pull them up on the Brock Lesnar. Okay, so let's talk about this card. I won. So these two cards were from Arena Club Slap Packs. This is a Panini Prism base Brock Lesnar. It got an Arena Club 10. I didn't grade it myself. This was from a slap pack, but this item sold for $12.50 with shipping of $4.50, sales tax of $1.50. Very round numbers. I like that a lot. The order total is $18.50, and the sales tax minus out, transaction fees of $2.61, shipping label $4.36 for an order earnings of $10.03 for this card. So I will spare the kind of shipping. Actually, let's just do it. That's part of my channel now, right? Just doing this on camera. So let's go ahead and send this out to the buyer. I'm actually surprised that I got $10 for the card. I mean that it sold for, what is it, $12.50. It's a Prism base card. I don't know if this person's going to like crack it to resubmit it or anything like that. But I was surprised. Again, that's the thing about auctions. Sometimes you can be very disappointed. Sometimes you can be happily surprised. This is definitely one of those situations where I am happily surprised. And I'll even put in a you don't see it on the side here, but I have a sticker here. Danny Cards. Put that in for the free, as the people in streaming say. And then I'm going to get my Sharpie, and I'm going to say, thank you so much. All right, so this one is going to be good to go in one of these. Again, when I have multiple slap sales, because these mailers can really only fit in one, when I have multiple sales, I will go ahead and do like a card coats or something like that. Actually, I might have to. I'm gonna have to cut. I'm gonna have to cut the cardboard a little bit smaller for it to fit in here because it's not gonna fit in here like this. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm gonna keep that in the video just to show you guys. But yeah, you do have to cut your cardboard pretty close. So I'm not gonna do it for this one either. I'm not gonna do the shipping part. All right, so this card, it sold for $5.50, shipping $4.50, sales tax 68 cents for an order total of $10.68. Minus out the sales tax, transaction fees of $1.67, shipping label of $3.86. The order earnings for this card for me is going to be $4.47. I'm actually surprised that it got up to $5.50 because this isn't, it's not a numbered parallel. It is a Shaedon Sharpe. He is injured, but it is a 9.5. I think up here it says 9, 10, 10, 9 for the subgrades. And so, again, just happy to get it out to the buyer. Now let's get to the eBay standard envelope sales. Again, when it comes to the eBay standard envelopes, it has to be under $20. Each card with a card saver is like an ounce, so you could put up to three of them in one of these, and for each ounce, it's like an additional 30 cents for shipping. So I do like to put in $1.49 for my shipping. That's what I tried. I've been kind of not playing around, but I've been trying to figure out what the most optimal shipping rate is. $1.99 I felt like was too high. I feel like $1.29 was maybe a little too low. I mean, you could go below $1 for shipping, but I'm just really trying to figure out what my best optimal for the buyer and seller are for shipping. So for this week, I tried $1.49. When it comes to this card, it is there's really nothing to write home about. It is a Jerry Stackhouse teal laser. So teal laser is like the one per pack, if at all, in Panini Phoenix Blasters. So this was sold for 99 cents, shipping $1.49, sales tax 6 cents for an order total of $2.54. And then you minus out the sales tax, transactions fees of 60 cents, shipping label 69 cents for an order earnings of $1. $1.19 for this card. And so, actually, for all of these, I'm not going to seal them up and do all that because I just want to make sure that I have everything, all my ducks in a row before I send these cards out. So, next card, I'm going to show Kevin Looney. Nothing really special about this card either. I was just surprised that it sold for $1. Again, I just put up all the Phoenix inserts and colors at 99 cents just to see which ones would sell. So this one did sell for $1 for 99 cents. So nothing really to talk about with that card. This card was interesting because I received a message while it was quote unquote on bids. It started at 99 cents. And the really funny, interesting thing about this card is I got a message from a potential buyer who was like, "What's the lowest you would take on this card?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It's on auction. It's on bids." So I just kind of made a, joke or half kidding comment about the lowest is 99 cents. And so that person actually went out of their way to send me an offer, and I might put that up here. But they sent me an offer of 99 cents and I didn't respond to it. I guess either I rejected it or I didn't respond, but it was just really funny to me that they sent me an offer for a card that was on bids. And maybe I should have taken offers off. Maybe that's something I'll have to learn for this card. But it sold for $1.76, right? We're not talking like bokus of money here. $1.76, shipping $1.49, sales tax 20 cents. You minus out the sales tax, you minus out the 71 cents in transaction fees, and the shipping label of 69 cents, and you get an order earnings for this card of $1.85. And this was the quote unquote hit of that mega box where yes, you're not guaranteed an auto, but I got an auto, which sounds great until it's Terquavion Smith and it goes for $1.76. So that's the main story I want to tell about this card. The other thing I wanted to say is I did mention this in my eBay listings. There's just so many. I mean, it almost looks like it's part of the card, and I don't think it is. But just so many surface issues with this card. It's just unbelievable how bad it was. So that's that card. Getting to the next card, we have a Jermaine O'Neal. This one, the only reason I want to talk about this card, I'm looking at my notes, is that it's going to ComC. I'm not going to show the person who bought it because it does have their name on it, but it's going to a ComC mailbox. And the reason I personally, and your mileage may vary and do what you would like because this is not meant to influence in any way, is if ComC works for you, great. I just know that for every card that you send to ComC, they for them to scan it and do all the shipping on your behalf, it costs 50 cents, and there's also like percentages for fees as well. So for me, I would rather just go ahead and sell it on my own, slowly increase my eBay seller reputation or ratings, and for this card to go for $1, it's going to someone's ComC mailbox. Maybe they're international. Maybe that's why they're doing it that way. But this is going to ComC. Maybe they're going to try and flip it. I know a lot of people who try to flip on low ends on ComC because they're like, I don't want to deal with listing it, taking a photo / scanning it, and shipping the card out to the buyer. But for me, that is part of my hobby. That's part of my like learning how to do this, and just I really enjoy it. I actually like making these videos. I like the shipping process. I love taking pictures of my cards, and I love getting these to buyers. So that's why I had this in here because I just wanted to briefly talk about ComC. And no way am I affiliated by them and all that. I mean, if I was, I would probably use them, all right? So I think I just have an account to buy. That's about it. This card, the only reason I want to talk about this card is it's not a Phoenix card. It is a Reed Shepherd. This is a rookie card. It's from Topps Chrome McDonald's All American, and this one sold for $1.25, and it sold for let's see, 129 shipping because this was from like last week, I guess, and the sales tax is 24 cents, and transaction fee 63 cents, shipping label 69 cents for an order earnings total of $1.22, and this was pack pulled in some of my McDonald's wax that I was ripping with my family. So we're down to the last two. This one, The reason I want to talk about this one is it didn't sell for just 99 cents. And maybe it's a moment to talk about Anthony Edwards and the upcoming NBA season. I think there's very high expectations. I think that they might be met. I mean, I guess the next thing for him to do is go to the NBA Finals, but he had just an amazing season last year. He has just all the confidence and swagger in the world. I continue to be impressed by Anthony Edwards, and I don't PC him. It's not like someone that I am like coveting his autos and all that, but I know that his market is hot. And so this had, I forget how many bids. I can look that up in a second here, but the item subtotal was $3.01. Shipping was $1.49. Went to a state that has no shipping, and so transaction fees 91 cents. Shipping label 69 cents for an order earnings of $2.90. So, and this one is actually going to Delaware. So, yeah, no sales tax, and that's why they didn't pay shipping, which is what one of my commenters on YouTube told me. That's the reason. Again, I continue to learn from all of you, so please keep the comments coming, because this is how I learn, is you guys telling me all of this stuff too. So thank you so much for the person for buying this. Thank you for the commenter. So this had 3 bids. I'm not going to show the names, but I'm looking at my um, I'm looking at the information to the side here, and it looks like the first bid was for $2, the second bid was for $3, and then the winning bid was for $3.01. So that's what made the resulting winning bid, and it's going to Delaware. Final card. I don't think it's a banger, but there's definitely a story with this one. So this one was the hit. I had 2 blasters, 2 megas of 2023-24 Phoenix, and this is the biggest card that I hit. And that's saying something, because it is just a base card. It is a base Wemby. And the story I have with this card, it's really interesting. Some people are like, you have so much drama in your life. It's funny, things just happen to me. Things happen, and I just happen to share it. Just happen to share the wins and losses, the good days, the bad days. And that's what I'm going to continue to do with eBay. I mean, that's what I'm going to continue to do with YouTube. And so the story I have with this card is that I received a message with 5 hours left on this, and I made an Instagram post about it. But with 5 hours left on this card, there was 0 bids. I think there were maybe like 3 or 4 watchers, and there was like 10 views. And so someone messages me on eBay to say, and I might put up the story up here. Actually, let me find it and let me just read it out loud. I won't show it on camera. Actually, I might show it on camera. Let me go to my messages, and the message that I received, I'm going to read it out here, is I'll have to redact it, is good afternoon. My name is blank blank. I am an elementary school teacher here in Florida in blank county. My youngest son has a birthday at the end of the week, Saturday the 2nd. It's his 13th birthday. He is a huge Wemby fan. I would love to be able to purchase this card for him. He makes me take him to our local Target or Walmart at least 2 or 3 times a week, and we can never, in quotes, or not in quotes, in capital letters, we can never find any blaster boxes! Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. Could you possibly help me and accept an offer of $4? Again, this was at 0 bids with 5 hours left. It would make a young man extremely happy on his birthday. I will make immediate payment. Thank you for your time and consideration. So I actually did what I do, which is I posted up a question up onto Instagram, and I wanted to kind of get what people were saying. Like, I wanted to figure out like what, like, I've had so many recent like people tell me sob stories, or begging for this or telling me a story, and I try to be kind, I try to be nice to people, but I feel like sometimes when you're nice you get taken advantage of. And so I put up a poll, I'm sorry, and it looks like uh, there's 150 or so responses, and 77% of people say, no, this is a fishy story, let the auction run. 23% said, yes, it seems like it's a valid story, whether it is or not, but sell the cart to him and his son for $4. And the comment section on this was just unbelievable. A lot of people just trying to kind of give their opinion and 2 cents, which I really appreciate. I mean, it's social media, it's about engagement, and so I really appreciate the people who take the time to kind of put the responses. I'm not going to read them all here, but as you can see, if you're scrolling and you're reading along as I'm scrolling on my screen share, you will see people just kind of like talking about how this is complete bunk, and how go pound sand, and some people thinking that this might be legit. So it's really interesting to see what people's opinions were. I will say, for the most part, for the longest part, I would believe people's stories, and I just don't think that I feel bad to say, but I've become more jaded, I think, with people taking advantage of my niceness in the hobby. And so this card did sell. Let me go back. I didn't talk about that. The main reason I brought up this card, which is to say that it did sell for $7.50. It did not sell to that person who messaged me. I guess the most they were willing to spend was $4. But this card sold for $7.50, shipping $1.49, sales tax of 42 cents, for an order total of $9.41, minus out the sales tax, minus out the transaction fees of $1.42, shipping label 69 cents. And I won't say the buyer's name or the specific address, of course, but this is going all the way to Hawaii. So wow, for this card to go all the way to Hawaii for 69 cents, it amazes me how the United States Postal Office works. The order earning total was $6.88, and again, that does not come close to recouping the box, the two megas and the two blasters. But I'm glad to have ripped it. It was fun, I guess. It was No, it was stressful. Anytime I open up wax, it's supposed to be fun, but it does end up being stressful. Well, especially if it's like expensive. So I guess retail wax isn't too stressful because it's not that expensive. But anyway, that's it for this week. I may do an addendum where I may add on to this video, depending on if these sell or if these get paid for, and then I can do a little bit extra. If not, no biggie. You know, I'm not gonna do a video every single week and every single time. Only when there's something interesting, maybe to talk about with my eBay sales. Who knows? Maybe you don't think this is interesting at all, but I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. This is part of my eBay journey, my adventures as an eBay seller, and I hope you find some education or entertainment out of all of this. If you do, please leave a comment, drop a like, and subscribe and do all that stuff. It really helps out the channel. And I will put a link to the armlopes as usual in my show description notes. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate any time you guys do. So take care of yourselves and be well. This is part two of my October week 4 eBay sales, and there are just two purchases that I wanted to show, but they're of multiple cards. So this is like my ideal buyer. This person bought 14 cards, 13 of them being kind of like the raw singles and one slab. So they bought all of these for 99 cents each, and then it's going to be a quarter additional for shipping. So like $1.25, $1.25, $1.25, all of this. A lot of my Phoenix sold with this individual, which I'm really happy about. And then I think there's this one card down here that went for 3 bids for $1.85, and this is like a Strokes Topps Chrome Aaron Judge. And then this one sold for, I think, $5. I have to confirm. And this one went for, yeah, this one went for $5. It is out of 149. It is an Arena Club 8.5. And so the total for this particular buyer was going to be $28.58. So the item subtotal was going to be $18.73. Shipping would have been $22.47, but of course I give that discount of $14.72 to make their shipping cost, what is that, $7.50. So the order total for this individual is $28.58. You minus out the sales tax, you minus out the transaction fees of $3.81. The shipping label is $4.55. Again, I charge a quarter per shipping each card, in addition to the original slab, and the order earnings for that is going to be $18.12. So I'm happy to get these 14 cards out to the buyer. Really appreciate the multiple purchases, and I will give them a sticker. I am gonna add on a packing, so I won't show their name, but this is their packing sheet, and this gets printed out by eBay as well. And I only do that for like the multiple card sales, it also helps me get my ducks in a row and make sure there's nothing in here that I can't show. And then here it says, I don't know, thanks for your purchase. I hope you love it. And so that's what it looks like. And so I am going to include this piece of paper in with the cards, and it's going to be shipped out first thing after this video ends. So, oh no, I always have a hard time folding like multiple. Did you know that, like, you can't fold a piece of paper like 8 times or something like that? Fucking crazy. I'm going to use this card coats. It's perfect for this type of situation. I'm going to put this in first. Then I'm going to put in the sticker and all the cards, and it's going to fit in perfectly like that. I didn't say thanks. Let me just stick that in there. Let me just stick in a thank you note. And I hope this person purchases multiple times with me. Now, this one is interesting because I want to show this one without showing the name at the top. But I was waiting for this buyer. $20.49 for an Enos Freedom Canter Throwback Game Used patch out of 25. $15.50 for a Select Concourse Rookie Red Die Cut PSA 9 of Justin Herbert from 2020 Select. And $2, I think maybe there was like 2 or 3 bids on this one, for a Grayson Allen Teal Laser for an item subtotal of $37.99. Shipping would have been $9, but I discounted it $6 to $3 shipping. And the reason I did that is because this buyer told me, and this is a repeat buyer, and I really appreciate this guy, but he messaged me saying instead of bidding $8, I bid $88, and he said, "Can you please cancel, or can you please retract my bid?" I said, "No problem. I'd be glad to do it." But then he ended up winning it, and I was like, "Wait a minute. Do you want me to go ahead and go ahead with the sale, or do you want a refund, or what do you want?" And he's like, "No, it actually went for a reasonable amount than I thought. So I'll go ahead and buy it for that amount." So I said, "Thanks so much." It's a really sweet patch. Let me show you the patch. But for a this is a game worn, game used Enos Freedom Canter. Really, really sweet patch. I'm gonna miss this card. I can't even remember where I got it from. This one, to be honest, I think I won it in a break. But this one, I think $20 is reasonable. After fees, I'll get something like $17, $18, and then they got this for a pretty good price for $15.50, and then this card on top for $2. So, and again, this person has bought from me multiple times in the past. Let me put a little team bag on this just to protect it. And then this person has been supportive of not just my eBay, but on Instagram as well. Maybe watching this YouTube as well. So you know who you are. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna add that. I think he already has a sticker. But why not? Just add another sticker on for the people, and then I put in the card codes. And what's so funny? This person was close enough where I could just do a drop off, like a delivery, like a pizza. I could do like a delivery, but no, I wanted to give them discounted shipping because they've always been good, and I really appreciate it. They've also gotten some great deals from my store. So I'm having a little hard time with this, more than usual. Okay, there you go. There you go. And so that wraps it up for my my October week 4 sales. And let's see what next week brings. It's going to be exciting. Thank you so much.